All right, guys, story time. This is Uncle Sam, and he's the happiest man in Hong Kong. And when we were in Hong Kong, he took me and my brother out to Happy Valley. Happy Valley is like this place where pretty much jockeys race horses and people put bets on horses. I've never experienced this in my life, so it was the first time I was able to bet on a horse. And obviously, Uncle Sam was like, you guys have to bet on a horse. This is like your first time. You have to put money on at least one horse. So we ended up putting down $40 on the horse with the number 8. Yes, of course my brother and I chose the number 8. We love the number 8. Fa, 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 fa. To our surprise, we didn't win. We didn't know what we were betting on. We just chose the number 8. We didn't win any bets, and Uncle Sam was so frustrated that on the ride home, my brother and I were so scared because he was about to fight the taxi driver. I felt bad for the guy. Uncle Sam is still the happiest man in Hong Kong. Just a bad night. I'm sure he wanted me and my brother to win our first bets. That was definitely the highlight of my trip from Hong Kong, and when I got back to LA, I actually really wanted to do a piece inspired by Happy Valley. So I started off with charcoal. I was really inspired by horses and obviously the whole race scene. At some point, I just took a break from the piece because I just wasn't feeling it anymore. So I took a step back. One of my collectors who found me on Instagram from an old painting of a horse that I did reached out to me saying that he was doing a half marathon on his wheelchair. I actually surprised him and chased him down on the starting line. He didn't know I was coming, and I just surprised him, and his story is another story, not this story time. But Adrian's a really inspiring person, and I think that he gave me like another burst of inspiration on this piece because he used to be a jockey and he's actually paralyzed from the waist down because of an injury from horse racing. I wasn't really satisfied with where the piece was. So he came to the studio and dragged me all the way he actually took me to the racetrack that he used to train and compete in. And I was there all morning watching. People don't realize how gruesome and how much dedication it really takes for you to be a jockey. These jockeys weigh under 120 pounds. While we were watching everybody train, you could tell everybody knew what Adrian's been through. Me seeing Happy Valley and then going to Adrian's racetrack and also understanding everything a jockey goes through or could go through. That's really what brought this piece together. The dedication and the risks involved in the sport is insane. And so I came back to the piece and decided that I wanted to keep the horse and the jockey and paint the rest of it kind of like the sky that I saw on that beautiful morning when Adrian brought me to his racetrack. What I really wanted to share was the journey of this piece. This piece, I'm calling it GodSpeed. There are people out there who are so passionate about what they love to do that as an outsider, we don't really know the risks and the dedication, the consistency, the hardships that people go through to actually be great at what they want to do. I was able to see both sides of horse racing, and at this point, even racing itself. I was definitely inspired by Adrian's story to keep pushing.